So I'm gonna wait for people to get in the chat, but I just wanted to sort of go through Reddit and stuff. I got a few more emails the other day. Apparently, you guys really like the refugee hustle article I posted the other day, which is dope. It took me a long time to sort of get everything I wanted out into the post, and I actually got a lot of personal messages from you guys. So thanks a lot. That's really dope, dude. It always blows my mind how so many people just resonate with some of my things I write. So thank you guys for sending those messages. Appreciate it. Um, but it's gonna take a few minutes till everybody joins and stuff. I'm actually gonna send this link out to my homie. Hold on. How do I deal? I don't even know how. Oh, this is how I share. Cool. So open up Facebook. I don't even. Yeah, but actually, in addition to my refugee hustle article, I was actually going on Reddit, which I'm starting to really like now because you can find out a lot about people through Reddit. And I was reading about this guy's first kiss experience. It's pretty funny, dude. Um, I remember my first kiss. It was pretty awkward. I was in my on my bed, and what was I doing? I think we were studying Latin or something really boring, and it was my first girlfriend at the time. And being sort of a mother loser or nerd, I guess, for so long, it fuck me. It was really I don't know, kind of eye changer because I really believed that I wasn't meant to find anyone at all. Clarissa Huang, do I consider myself a successful person? Hey, what up? Hey, what up, Jane? So do I consider myself a successful person? In some ways, I mean, there's always potential for more, right? And I think when other people look at me, they might consider me successful because of my pharmacy career, because of accomplishments I've done. But I think I'm coming to that point. I'm just trying to find the balance between staying humble and fucking bragging too much. You know what I mean? So I think there are some things that have made me successful, and there's other things that I need to work on, just like anyone else, right? And I think everybody has those things. Everybody has those small feats of victory and defeat. So I consider myself. I've done a lot of things that most people haven't, but I think that just comes with hard work and time. Just like anything. If you're comparing me to a 16-year-old, of course I'm going to have more accomplishments than a typical 16-year-old because I've been on this planet longer and stuff. But it doesn't really reflect on their capability and stuff. So hopefully that answers that question. Hold on, let me just send this link out to my friend. She wants to join the mudda chat. Got too much porn on this computer. Just kidding. Jane is like, hey, hi Kevin. If you had the choice, would you want to work in a hospital as a pharmacist or do you like retail? I think a part of me would like to work in the hospital just because there's a sense of prestige or stuff like that. But I think about what I'm actually really good at, and I think about what I'm actually really good at, and it comes back to I think at the end of the day, with my experience, the time I spent in retail, I think I'm better off in that land, And it doesn't mean I'm going to be behind the counter for the rest of my life, but I think when it comes to strategy stuff like that, I think I'd be probably fit a better role in that, because I'm not the most clinical person. Like I tell you guys, I'm not the most clinical person in the world, so I feel like this suits all my things together and puts it in a package, and it's pretty crazy. I was talking to someone about about like she felt really, one of my viewers on my channel, like I was talking to her and she was saying that she felt kind of pressured to do residency. She felt like embarrassed to tell her that she's doing retail and shit. But honestly, like, it shouldn't have to be that way. You know, we serve patients in a different realm, and not everyone's meant to just go into residency. If we had every single pharmacist going into residency and stuff, there wouldn't be enough regular pharmacists and stuff like that. And I think it really comes back to assessing your skills. Like, okay, what are you really good at? More with people, more with education, stuff like that, and just fitting into that role and just doing what you're, not saying meant to do, but what you'd be best at. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of time people get like they don't know their passion, and if you don't know your passion, honestly, you should just do stuff that you're really good at because it feels good to be a top performer. You know, I'm not crazy about retail pharmacy, but I feel very good because I'm like one of the top pharmacies in the nation. You know what I mean? And it feels fucking great. You know? Hey Mimi. Hey, what up? So you found actually found my the link without me sending it. That's dope. Um, Jane is asking, can you describe what a compounding pharmacist is? Okay, so what compounding is? So you know you have your let's put it like in the terms of like fucking souping up cars, right? So if you go to a car lot, right? Let's say you want to buy a Honda Civic, right? So straight up Honda Civic, no mods, no nothing, right? So you always have that option. The manufacturer makes that option. And then let's say you want to fucking rice rocket it out or soup it up, right? Like a lot of Asian people and Hispanic people do, right? So maybe they want to lower it and stuff, and they want to customize it. Well, that's like the same thing as a medication, basically. So the manufacturers, they make your Honda Civics, but what a compounding pharmacist does, it customizes it. So just like lowering your fucking Honda Civic, right? You can do different formulations, suppositories, stuff like that. It might not come in that formulation. You could do like anything from gummies. Like let's say if you're on, hypothetically, like let's say you wanted a gummy birth control or something like that, you would probably talk to a pharmacist, compounding pharmacist that could do that. And then there's that sort of thing. So I hope that explains it a little better. You typically see it in a lot of like not everything in compounding is a different world. Not everything is evidence-based medicine. A lot of things are just like kind of like trial and error still, and it's very popular within veterinary medicine and stuff like that. A lot of hormones and stuff like that, they do that as well, and it's really popular in the vet community just because like how you gonna get a dog to take a pill? Sometimes they just don't fucking eat it, and so then if you make this gummy or make this little doggy treat with the medication in it, it increases compliance and stuff. So yeah. So hopefully that explains that a little better. How many years of education does it take to become a pharmacist? Well, it varies, dude. So basically, your actual pharmacy program is going to be 3 to 4 years, right? Depending if you go on a accelerated program or normal program. That does not include like your like 3 to 4 years before pharmacy school and stuff. So typically it's a graduate degree. So you need to typically get a bachelor or transfer in from a 4 year school. You need to get all your prereqs and then transfer in and stuff. So yeah, and that's the bare minimum. I mean, you can always have the choice to do residency or something like else like that. You know what I mean? Um, what the panda? Hey Kevin, didn't get to thank you a couple of videos back. Thank you for your advice. Oh, no problem, man. Appreciate it. Do I know anything about medical coding? Like code pink and shit when people steal babies and whatnot? Not that much. I don't work really in. Well, I don't. I'm not quite sure. Um, Mimi, my friend Mimi. If you haven't checked out my friend Mimi's channel, you should try to do that because a lot of you guys might be going through the grind right now, and like trying to apply to pharmacy school, and she's been posting up stuff like Dr. Colin and stuff like that. So yeah. But anyways, answer your question. If I could go back to my 20-year-old self advice, what would it be? Mm, well, I'll change the question a little bit. If I could go back into high school, what I would definitely do is not go for a fucking engineering school. Like I was, I oh Brandon, I wouldn't go back to engineering school because I feel like college is a great time to be meeting people, like getting your balance done and stuff like that. And for me, when I went to engineering school, I sacrificed so much for just education. And at the end of the day, like, okay, here's me coming 10 years out of high school, maybe 8 years out of college or something like that, right? You don't remember the shit that you learn in school, but you remember the experiences that you have. So, and everything from relationships to like fucking failing your exam, you don't really remember all the specific details and stuff of your education, but it's you really should focus it more on memories and stuff. So, to answer your question, it would probably be creating more memories with my friends or like just bonding a little more and just not hustling so hard all the time, man. Because I have a tendency where I'm like a workaholic, pile too much stuff on, and yeah, I think that's the answer to that question, right? What's hey Brandon? What's your favorite sneaker?
Favorite sneaker?
Yeah,
Oh, that's hard. It's hard.
somebody asked. That's why I asked. um, but how did I choose to become a pharmacist? I felt like I've talked about this quite a bit, but basically, in short, I didn't know what else to do. I actually wanted to do chemical engineering first, and just because like I was literally in chemistry class with my friend, and I was like, "Hey, what are you gonna do when you grow up?" And he was like, "I want to do chemical engineering. They get paid quite a bit." I was like, "Oh shit, really? That's awesome." So I decided I want to do chemical engineering, and then that same friend, I went to his cousin's like house because we were supposed to see a 50 Cent show, and on right when I step into the house, it says, "Congratulations, Doctor Dong." I was like, "Who the fuck is Doctor Dong?" Like, sounds like a porno name, dude. Anyways, I walk in and it says, "Congrats, Doctor Dong," and I find out Doctor Dong, who I don't even know like where she is to this day, but she was a pharmacist and she was telling me about all the benefits of being a pharmacist, and she really sold it to me. And the thing that really sold me was, guess what? I'm Chinese, man. Fucking money, baby. So I got like attracted into it through money and stuff, and I thought it'd be a really chill, easy job, but it's definitely not. I mean, it pays pretty well, but it's not really chill. You have to hustle so hard these days, and when you're talking about the complexity of pharmacy, it's really, really hard, dude. Um, it's still hard for me to put in words what exactly I do because I do so much and it's so broad, right? And I'm still looking for those words. As soon as I figure it out, I'll let you know. But yeah, that's actually how I became a pharmacist. Yeah, and it was just that day in chemistry class, I guess. You know what I mean? So yeah. Um, well, I Mimi is like I think who had too much fun when they were young wish they would grind more, but when you did good in undergrad, they wish they lived more. I think it's true. Grass is always greener, man. Um, like, I mean, I'm not saying I didn't party and stuff. Like, dude, I used to chill with like Viet Hood rats all the time and stuff. It was pretty fun. It was a fun period in my life. I didn't drink. I didn't never did drugs, but I was just really like meeting new people, and that's my thing, man. And to this day, I still met so many people during that time, and I think it helped me a lot. And it's crazy. It's really crazy how like sometimes like you might meet this person like years before, but you never really bond with them until later in life. And so remember, like I talk a lot about planting seeds of opportunity and just waiting for them to grow. You never know when they might grow, but it happens like that, you know. And it's pretty crazy. Like I think of pharmacy the same way, which helped me with like doing this. You know what I mean? Like YouTube and whatnot. Like my decision to become a pharmacist eventually like helped me create like a YouTube thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, what would you say the ratio of your pharmacy friend slash class had a bachelor's versus transferring with prereqs? It was very skewed actually. I only knew like throughout my whole pharmacy program, I've only known like 2 or 3 people that have done it. So I knew one person who did it through community college, which is fucking amazing, dude. And then, but you're also, I think the reason why a lot of people don't transfer immediately is because there's a huge fear. Like, if you fuck up, or if you don't pass pharmacy school, you're fucked. Not your, I wouldn't say you're fucked, but it puts you in a really bad place because what do you do? Like, you might have to take classes over again, stuff like that, and you just don't want to waste time with that. So it's kind of like mitigating your losses and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, I think a lot of time when I think back to like my early 20s and stuff, like I think I was just very miserable. You know, like there was a time where I wasn't doing so hot in school, and I talked about this in my first video that I ever made, like I think last year or 2 years ago or something like that. But I was talking about the struggle of 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 me in school because I wasn't very happy and everything else was just tanking. And when I started focusing more on like being better or like focusing on having more fun and achieving that balance more so, I was a lot more productive and a lot more happier. And I think maybe like I don't want to say seeking a mentor like earlier in my career, but I think that definitely having a mentor would definitely help speed up that process to where I am today. Because a lot of stuff I'm realizing now, um, it I had to find out through books. I had to struggle a lot. I had like a lot of I had a coach at one point too, like a life coach, and so that really sort of helped open my eyes, especially being like someone who didn't really have a father figure, like a strong father figure in my life. I wish I had a stronger male like figure. You know what I mean? Because like I think part of it like I was raised by really strong like women in my life, like my mom, my grandma, and all that sort of stuff. And so they were very integral or important for my development and stuff like that. So, um, but there was no like strong male figure really in my life. So no one really taught me how to be a man. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I wish I found that out. Let me see how many people are in here. Probably not that many. Oh, there's out of my 2,000 something subs, I only have 7 people watching, which is dope. Um, yeah, but is there anything else that you want me to talk about, guys? I'll probably just I'm not gonna close it just yet, but if it slows down and stuff, I probably will close the chat and stuff like that. I'm gonna actually let me go on. I'm gonna go on the pharmacy subreddit stuff too. That should be fun. Um, Wilson is asking, "What do you think of a pharmacy technician? I want to study biochemistry, but there's no job in." I was about to say China. Fuck, no job in Canada. I'm studying pharmacy tech. Um, I don't know how it is in Canada, but I can tell you my experience as a pharmacy technician because and I was a farm tech, and I work with farm techs. So, um, honestly, pharmacy technician for it depends. Like I think it's a lot of hard work. You're gonna need to grind so hard. You're gonna do stuff that you don't want to, and the compensation isn't that great. But you have to realize technicians typically have a lot more interaction with the patients than your pharmacist a lot of time. Like I've heard stories where like I there's been pharmacies that don't even know they're pharmacists, which fucking blows my mind because maybe they ask for a consultation, be like, hey, do you want me to go over this medication? But otherwise, the pharmacist does not talk to them. And when you're getting rung out, typically it's the technician, not the pharmacist, I mean, like with my company, since I'm like the only one sometimes, of course I have to ring them out. So that's why I have a very personal connection with my patients. I know them by a first name basis. I know like a lot. Let me just double check one thing. I know them by like a first name basis and stuff like that. And it just yeah, as a technician, it's just a lot of hard work, and I don't think the compensation is there. I think it definitely really needs to change because a good technician really affects the business quite a bit, So yeah, um, Mimi is asking, would you go to a completely different state to a good pharmacy school than better staying in your home state, where you have a close support system by? So for me, obviously, I went home in state, but I think it'll do some. If cost is not an issue, then I would actually go somewhere else. And the reason why, it's only 4 years of your life, right? But the experiences you get from moving out of your comfort zone is so valuable. Like this doesn't really, like, for me, like, even though I didn't go out of state, um, I I had a lot of friends that were from California, were from here, dude, and they just gave up everything just to go, and I find that really cool. Like my friend Angela on my channel, she did that, and I feel like you start developing a new social circle. You learn how to cope. You need to. Sometimes we're just so reliant on past skills that we have. Like we're friends with the friends that we were ever since elementary school, right? And then, but you never really learn how to the art of creating, like, making friends later, or creating a support system wherever you are. And I think it really teaches you that. And when I went to Hong Kong and stayed there for like a few months, like it forced me to do that, and that was the start. And I was like, oh shit, like once you have that confidence where you can do it in one area, you can do it anywhere. And that's why when I went to California, yeah, it was scary, but I knew that I've done it before. I made really close friends before, and I can do it again. And I think there's something about challenging you that you go through a mental shift. And knowing your situation right now too, Mimi, like I think it would be a great idea, like in all aspects of your life. When you're going through one huge change in your life, typically it's good to make another change. So for me, at the time when I was going through when my girlfriend fucking dumped me and I couldn't get over her and shit, even after like 2 years and shit, I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go to California. And that's exactly what I did. And I never regretted that decision ever again. So I think it's gonna be hard, but it'll be very exciting. Look at it as an adventure, man. So I think you'll have a blast if you go somewhere else. Mimi was like, I had a friend who hated being a retail pharmacy tech, so she didn't end up pursuing pharmacy. Would you say you can still love being a pharmacist if you don't like being a tech? Would you say you can still love being a pharmacist if you don't like being a tech? Uh, yeah. I mean, because the skill sets are different. I mean, sometimes, yeah, you do have to do technician type of duties like typing and all that stuff in retail, but it's also a different skill set because as a pharmacist, you're not the one executing. You're the one creating the battle plan to send soldiers out. You know what I mean? So like you're more delegating and focusing on, like, you're delegating so you can free up your task to so you can focus on verifying and driving business metrics and stuff like that. So it's a different skill set, and you don't have to do technician duties that often, depending on your store and stuff. But even when I worked for CVS, like, dude, I would always try to ring patients up and stuff because I think it's really important to have that interaction with people, and plus also, um, you're just trying to help people at the end of the day. You want to get them in and out as quickly as possible, quickly and safely as possible. So that's why I think your question about do you need to be happy as a tech to be a pharmacist? Um, you don't, but being a technician actually teaches you a lot of good lessons in like throughout life because you're dealing with such a high influx of people. Like it's definitely taught me don't take shit from people because here's the thing, right? A lot of people they're just so miserable like half the time, but already they're going to be miserable no matter what the outcome is. Don't waste your time on them. Focus on your 20% that are giving you 80% of your results, right? And get rid of the 20% of the people that are causing 80% of your problems. So this is called Pareto's principle and stuff. Tim Ferriss talks about it. It's pretty popular, but I really think about that. You know what I mean? Don't take shit from people. Don't let people treat you like shit. If they're like just hope like because for me I'm pretty nice to everyone that comes into my pharmacy, but once they disrespect you and stuff like that or they're swearing at you, just don't tolerate it and just tell them to go somewhere else. You know what I mean? And I think at the end of the day, it's not worth it to have that patient come in every month, them pissed off, you pissed off. They might find another pharmacy that they could be happier somewhere else, dude. So yeah. Well, yeah, my friend said she was sweet before that job, and now she has a cold heart to customers. I remember you and Angela talking about that in videos. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's like it's a different dynamic because I've had patients like cry in front of me before, like because through you see or if you've worked in a pharmacy for a long time, you get to know your patients very very well, and that's the one advantage of like as a supervisor and stuff. Like I think sometimes supervisors undermine this. They don't understand that a lot of pharmacists, if they've been there for a while, they have this relationship which is going to drive all your sales, drive business to your pharmacy and stuff like that. And they don't utilize that enough. You know what I mean? And so, um, I guess like like I said, I had patients cry to me before. Like recently, I had a patient, his wife died, and I saw him go through that whole process, and just being there for him like during that time. And he even said he wanted to kill himself, dude. Like if she died, but like you can really make a difference if you just show that you care and you just try to listen to them and stuff like that. Um. So John is the mudda blazer, dude. Is it possible to enjoy marijuana while in farm school, or do they do constant drug tests? Okay, I don't think they do drug tests. I never had to do a drug test. The only time I ever had to probably do one if you're doing rotation and you're trying to get into a site, like if you're at the VA and stuff. I think I had to do like a drug test there. But I mean, it's up to you, man. Just be smart about it. Just always know that there's that risk uh, of them finding out. But I mean, like, I'm pretty sure there's like pharmacists who plays and stuff like that, and like in school. Sorry, I meant pharmacy students who plays. Just be smart about it. If you're in class and stuff like that, most likely you're not gonna get caught if you're just doing the didactic portion of your studies, right? But if you're going to rotation site, just be smart about it because not all sites drug test, but they probably will. You know, depending what site. Maybe hospitals more likely. Yeah, no problem, Jane. Thank you for asking. And John, that's so funny, man. But I mean, I don't like personally. I don't think, like I said yesterday, I don't think there's anything wrong with marijuana. I think like it's just times are changing right now, and even though it might be legal on the state level, it's not legal on the federal level. So if you're dealing with any sort of Medicare or Medicare type of programs, or TRICARE, or like what's that called? I'm blanking out right now. But if you're doing any sort of government stuff, just be aware that it might affect your future. So just letting you know. how do I think it'll progress on federal level? I think everything's starting to unravel right now. So I think eventually it'll be legalized. It's just a matter of when, because the dinosaurs are gonna pass like fucking croak. The people who thought it was like the bane of existence are starting to like they're starting to die off, and we're starting to be the majority. I think it's going to that. You see it in different states already. Everybody is like decriminalizing it, and some are actually like sort of legalizing it. You know what I mean? Which is crazy on the state level, at least. You know what I mean? And so I think it's going to be a general trend toward pro marijuana people. Like I think it's a really good idea to just legalize it because of taxes. I mean, it's just another way to why are we going to support these like drug cartels when we can support our own government? Fuck that shit. You know what I mean? Like yeah, I mean I think it's a good idea. So yeah. Okay, 30 minutes, man. I think I like these 30-minute streams, even though I used to do like hours and stuff, but I just don't have the time. I actually have a pharmacy dinner like with like the pretty high up, so I need to get ready for that. I will talk to you guys later. I still haven't eaten. It's 2:48. Fuck. And I gotta edit my videos. So thank you guys for like joining me today, and I will. Oh, thanks, John. Yeah, I will continue to do it. I usually do it on my off days or days that I'm not working. Working like a freaking 12-hour shift. So I think next time I'm streaming is scheduled for maybe Saturday. I think Saturday is the next day because Thursday and Friday I'm working and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time, guys. Peace.